Ejapa Mercer. Now, we know that because you have an association as a director and secretary to the TG, what's the name, TG? Energy Solutions. Some matters have come up as regards questions of conflict of interest and so on and so forth. But suspend that for a while.
Sure.
And let us understand what went into the decision by government after it took over the process to go on this path rather than the original idea, and eventually dissipating the vehicle in a way that there are suspicions that, as the minority says, was a clear case of create, loot, and share. And these are party cronies who have just been brought together to come to do a vehicle. Some of the entities, they have no expertise, no experience whatsoever in the field, and yet they were brought on. And to make them better qualify, where you can't meet the conditions, they were lowered without parliamentary oversight.
Well, Samson, this matter requires a lot of cool heads because there's been a lot of red herring that has been thrown in out there purely for political purpose. You see, I hear my colleague John say that some variations, some condition precedents were converted without parliamentary approval. Correct?
Yes, please.
Okay, Samson, you are a lawyer. This is the agreement that was approved by Parliament. The condition precedents are contained on Schedule 2. And in there, it has 4 columns. Number, condition precedent, responsible party, consent required to waive. What does it mean? That Parliament itself, in approving the contract, gave power to the parties to waive, vary, or change some of the condition precedents. So if you say that the parties waived, varied, changed some of the conditions without recourse to Parliament, what are you saying? I don't understand. You see, look, the government did not depart from the original path as commenced by the NDC. The only thing that government did, he said here that the option that they chose was the concession, and the options are contained in the cabinet joint memo that was sent to Parliament by the Finance and Energy Minister. He said that the options available to government.
Please the page so that I can keep track of
Page 3.
Okay.
That they could do a management contract, it's an option. They could do a lease, or they could do a concession. And that government opted to do a concession. John himself admitted that that was the path that the NDC government had chosen. Now, they had indicated.
And we are referring to a document as submitted to Parliament
absolutely.
By Boache Jacko.
Yes.
And
right.
the finance
tracing
minister.
And the finance minister.
Background.
Okay.
From the beginning of the decision to sign on to the compact all the way to when the preferred bidder was selected through a transparent process. Now, what government changed was to change the percentage of the participation relative to foreign and Ghanaian from the 80-20 that the NDC had approved.
Foreign 80,
absolutely.
Ghanaian 20.
Ghanaian 20 to a 49-51.
Foreign 49,
Foreign 49,
Ghanaian 51.
Ghanaian 51.
Right.
Rationale was simple. That transforming ECG was not rocket science. In any event, if there was going to be any benefit, why don't we allow Ghanaians to have more?
And more importantly, this is a key national installation.
Asset.
Right.
Absolutely. So as far as I'm concerned, it was a good decision. And they had to renegotiate with the MCC and MIDA to get that variation approved.
Okay.
The process continued, of course. People had done their evaluation and had decided to participate in the process. And so at a point when that decision was taken to make a Ghanaian interest in the PSP, 51 as opposed to 20, they opted out. Now, we haven't been told that at that point, new companies joined. What does it tell us? That all the companies, including the PDS that ultimately was selected, had been pre-qualified. They had met all the conditions that the NDC government had approved. Miracle-led consortium. That's what it is.
They had met 20 or so.
No, not the condition precedent.
16.
No,
okay.
we haven't gotten there.
Thank you. Okay.
Nowhere close there at
Right,
all. I'm
right.
talking of the process.
Right, I get that.
The Miracle-led consortium had met all the conditions to qualify to participate in the process. Had they been disqualified?
There was no miracle-led consortium. But when you are done,
whatever. I mean, like I said, you can dispute it all you want.
I'll note it.
And that is what it was. Some people elected to jettison the process because in their assessment, a 49% was not good enough. Fair deal. Some 3 companies remained. It is my understanding that subsequently 1 also exited, remaining BXC and the Miracle-led consortium. Because that's what is contained on the cabinet, the memo that was submitted to Parliament.
Right.
And Samson, for the benefit of our listeners and viewers, the government of Ghana and the consortium of investors, led by Manila Electric.
That's Miracle.
Yes.
Yeah.
BXC was disqualified for reasons that are known to all of us. Now, they have gone to court, which is a legitimate dispute resolution mechanism available to them in law, leaving the Miracle-led consortium. John has argued that, as far as he's concerned, at that time, government should have, or at the time when government decided to change the shareholding to 51-49, should have abandoned the process.
Oh.
No, that's what you said. And restart.
I didn't say that.
You said so.
No, please.
Very well.
Abandon which process?
The
What did you mean? Because
what
you
I
had
said is that
suggested
once
so.
you proposed that you were changing it,
Yes.
you should have opened it up for fresh applications.
You should have started afresh.
Exactly.
So
That's
you see,
he's using different words, but saying the same thing you said.
process to somewhere.
Okay, thank you.
You understand?
But
So,
don't forget
because people are
that. Don't forget
listening.
that time was of the essence.
There you go.
This is
And we're
where we
going
are.
to lose
So
the
you
money
let's
if we
finish.
didn't rush.
There you go.
So let's
Okay.
come to the outtake.
Time
Right.
was of the essence. We had committed to conclude the transaction by a certain date. Okay? Now, government then proceeds and submits the agreement to Parliament in accordance with our Constitution for approval. Parliament then approves it, subject, of course, to the satisfaction of the condition precedents that are contained in the agreement. I've seen a letter from MIDA, for instance, which changed the PURC tariff setting requirements from a condition precedent to a condition subsequent. Correct? Is it legitimate?
You have shown in
There.
you have shown in the schedule
Fantastic.
that the condition precedent, Parliament allowed the parties by consent
But
to
Samson,
vary
it was
or
a
amend.
rhetoric question that
Okay.
I posed.
All right.
Can you mention that CP again?
CP4.
I have it here.
There's a letter agreement
No, the earlier CPU.
This
the
CP4
one that
Condition
allows
precedent 4.
the parties to
CP4
waive
is
the
initial
No,
tariff.
it's a column. It's a column in the agreement.
This
I
CP4,
want to
initial
remember
tariffs.
No. It's every condition precedent is subject to variation.
And what they
Yeah,
give
the
to
variation
PDs.
bit is what I'm.
No.
This
It's
is
on
what
there.
they give to
It's on there. I can show it to you.
Okay.
It's a column.
You,
in there.
you read
his
you read a
manifest.
bit of it. Just
The last
read
column.
just
I
read
know,
that
but
again.
I want
This is
the number-
CP4.
the part that
Let's
says
read that
the-
again.
the
Can you
parties
just read
No, I'm
it?
saying that
Can you just
The-
read the portion you referred to earlier,
Yes, the one that says
which said the
can
parties could consent to vary?
hold on. The schedule is in a table.
This what
Yeah,
happened.
the two. I know the
No.
schedule.
Hold. The schedule is in a table form. And the table has columns
Yeah.
and rows. Number 1, 2, 3, all the way to 48, I believe. 45. Now, that's column 1. Column 2 is the condition precedent. Column 3 gives a responsibility to who executes or meets that condition.
Okay.
And column 4 is the consent to required to waive.
Okay. Can you read
So
that
each of
small
them-
portion?
Consent.
Consent required to waive. Yes. What do you have there? That's the heading.
So
you're
for
reading.
one, it says both parties. For 2, condition 2, it says both parties. For condition 3, both parties. Condition 4, both parties. Some it says ECG. Some it says Ghana. Some it says ECG. Some it says the company. Some it says both parties. So I'm saying that the parties to the agreement had the power.
Okay. So we can come and deal with this. Whether there was wisdom.
I want us to go there.
There is, if this is what it is,
Yes.
there's wisdom in doing so.
That is
Samson,
it.
you are a lawyer with extensive experience in corporate practice. Is this unusual? Is it?
I'm host.
Yes, you
Let's
are
go.
host.
Yeah.
But you see, it's important for us to deal with the issues as they are. Because others are suggesting and impugning wrongdoing on the part of government. Is it legitimate? That's the question.
Is this
And
what
so-
No,
hold on.
has
No,
brought the
but
government the
no.
problem it is now confronted with?
It's not saddled with any problem as far as I'm concerned.
Government says it is.
Hold on, I will deal with it.
No, the energy
Samson,
minister.
You see,
The energy
look,
minister,
and I'll be blunt. I
John
think the energy
Peter
minister
Amawu.
misspoke.
He what?
You know why he
He
misspoke?
misspoke?
You know why? Because I'm aware of an official government statement issued by the Minister of Information informing the people of Ghana that, look, gentlemen, this transaction that I executed, some information has reached me that raises suspicion of misrepresentation. No, he used specific words. Please, if you
Read
may.
the ECG letter.
It's in
When
there.
is that? The ECG letter.
And so, because of that, material breaches. So, because of that, I've suspended the transaction
Pending investigation.
pending investigation. So, what is the basis of the minister telling me that is fraud?
That's the sector minister.
I don't have a problem.
The information
That's what I'm saying, that
minister.
you see-
The information
Hold on.
minister will speak.
You see?
Will speak on the dictation of the sector minister on this matter.
Samson,
Correct?
Post that.
Uh,
Post that. The Minister of Information has held a joint press conference at which the Minister of Energy was present,
right.
providing us with an update of the status of where we are and indicating that government has set 1 month to conclude the inquiry that it has commenced. How do I, a trained mind, impugn fraud on anybody when the inquiry has not been concluded?
The energy minister has done so.
I don't have a problem.
He's not
that
told
it's
us
for
that
him-
he's amended.
Samson,
He's amended that
Samson,
position. Yeah.
It's for him to answer.
Okay.
I'm saying that from where I sit,
Right.
I am working with the official position of government,
Okay.
which is the statement issued by the information minister.
So my
Now, please, you may ask the
my
question.
question was where you got to. Is it now fair to say that you brought this problem upon yourself
Not at all. How so?
because you decided to consent to waive a condition precedent,
But that's where there's the
which
error.
condition
No, hold on,
precedent
hold on. I'm
would have
challenging-
assisted you to avoid the situation
Samson,
you have
I
gotten
haven't
into now?
said that the guarantee was waived as a condition precedent. I haven't said so.
Okay.
But it was changed.
I haven't, look, of course, we know, and I've seen the document in the agreement, which says that PDS was supposed to provide a bank guarantee.
Right.
Now, I've seen correspondence from MIDA, which refers to some request by PDS that they were having a difficulty raising the bank guarantee. And so, MIDA, which is the transaction owner, if you like, and I put it in quote, okay, to vary the bank guarantee and allow them to provide an insurance bond. MIDA agreed. Rightfully or wrongly, we can interrogate that. But then that insurance guarantee became the condition precedent. They met it. Post the meeting, and the meeting of that condition was confirmed by MIDA, the transaction advisors, and the lawyers. Was confirmed. So government proceeded to transfer the asset. Indeed, because of the timeline that government had to meet. And Ben, I'm sure you are aware that the final completion date was moved to September.
So you don't...
No, hold on.
Because of timeline.
Hold on. Wow. Was moved to September so that all the condition precedents that had been converted to conditions subsequent would be met before a final transfer. That is why the minister said that, look, yes, we have transferred, but we were entitled under the agreement to do a continuing due diligence, which has uncovered, okay, some issues that requires further interrogation. Where is the wrong?
So this was a case of continuing due diligence.
Absolutely.
Have you heard that before?
No, you see, well, you can condition subsequent. Okay.
Oh, see, you like you said, as a lawyer,
yes,
you would have gotten into transactions where you are buying real property.
Fantastic.
For your clients.
Yes.
They need you to assist them.
Yes.
You are saying that even with that, how much? Maybe
$100,000.
Yeah, that you would find it okay to allow for a critical condition.
Let me give you a typical.
To be waived,
let me give you a practical
to be
example.
waived.
You buy.
Then you part with the money.
Samson, I'm coming. You buying land. You are assisting your client. It's giving you all his title documents. You've reviewed it. You have done some unofficial search. Confirms all the documentation as being what it is that the lease agreements that you have confirms. But of course, you want an official search.
Right.
Time is of the essence. Your client needs place to put his head.
I won't rush.
And so you exercise a judgment. And this was an exercise of judgment.
Do that.
To say that, look, even though I do not have the official search, but my unofficial search and all the documents that I have gives me comfort. So proceed whilst we obtain the official search is a crime. You have committed a crime.
Okay.
So you see, Ben, look, and look, I
wait, I'll come to you. He paused shortly.
To some statements that others have made that yes, some heads should roll. By all means, if there's wrongdoing, why not? Why not? But the wrongdoing can only be established post the inquiry. We are not there.
From the documents we have seen so far.
Yes.
Including the communications that have come from Qatar and from the ECG. Your view is that there's no wrongdoing established yet.
Samson, if you look, yes, of course, I've seen the initial acute letter,
right,
and the ECG letter.
Right.
That, on its face, suggests wrongdoing.
Okay.
Post that, we have also cited a letter from Akut saying that the insurance or the bond has been cancelled. because of
that's a letter after the suspension.
Yes, yes.
After the suspension.
Yes.
Take note.
I'm very much clear in my mind about the chronology. Very clear.
So
hold on.
So if it's not that serious,
let me put it in proper context.
If it's not that serious,
it is serious.
Would you proceed on a suspension?
Hold on.
In such an important contract?
That's why I said that if you look at the two documents, ECGs,
right,
and Akut's initial letter,
right,
it was important for government to act, and so government acted. That hey, there's no clarity here. I got legal advice. I got the transaction advisor's confirmation. I got the transaction manager's confirmation that these documents that you have presented meet the conditions. And so I should proceed.
Okay.
Based on that, I did proceed. But following that, some issues have arisen. So it's important for me to act to secure the national asset.
Thank you.
So I'm suspending. And so something, just the last point. Subsequently, the letter from Akut saying that premium payment that they didn't receive was the basis for their cancelling the guarantee. What does it tell us?
Okay, that's also important. We'll interrogate that.